The shock stage, 0 to 2 weeks. The initial hit feels like stepping into an alternate reality where your alarm clock becomes irrelevant and your business clothes gather dust. Your brain struggles to process that Monday morning emails are no longer your problem, which is simultaneously terrifying and oddly liberating. Research shows this psychological shock triggers the same grief response as losing a loved one, activating your body's stress response system. Think of it like suddenly being kicked out of a game you didn't even realize you were playing. During this phase, your cortisol levels spike, disrupting sleep and appetite, while your mind races between thoughtful, "this can't be happening," and "wait, do I still get paid for yesterday?" The numbness acts as emotional bubble wrap, protecting you from the full impact while your psyche scrambles to reorganize your identity from sad, productive member of society to happy, person with unlimited Netflix time. The Relief and Optimism Phase, 2 to 4 weeks. Suddenly, you're living the fantasy you whispered about during brutal commutes. Sleeping until your body naturally wakes up, wearing pajamas past noon, and discovering that Tuesday afternoon grocery shopping is a surprisingly zen experience. Your brain floods with dopamine as you realize you're free from toxic meetings, micromanaging bosses, and that one coworker who microwaves fish in the office kitchen. This honeymoon period feels like an extended vacation where you convince yourself this is exactly the life reset you needed. You start ambitious projects, finally organizing that junk drawer, learning Spanish, or writing the novel that's been brewing in your head. The absence of work stress temporarily boosts your mental well-being, and you might even feel grateful that the universe forced this break upon you. Your cortisol levels normalize, sleep improves, and you rediscover hobbies that work buried under deadlines and performance reviews. The reality check stage, 1 to 2 months. The first mortgage payment without a steady paycheck hits like a cold shower in January. Your bank account balance becomes your new daily obsession. And suddenly that $8 latte feels like a financial crime. The initial elation evaporates as you realize your severance package has an expiration date, and unemployment benefits feel like trying to fill a swimming pool with a garden hose. Sleep patterns shift from peaceful to restless as financial anxiety creeps in during 3 a.m. bathroom breaks. Your brain starts calculating runway time, rationing expenses, and postponing anything non-essential, which somehow includes both dental cleanings and happiness. The luxury of choice begins shrinking as reality whispers that bills don't take vacation days. Your stress response system reactivates, but this time it's accompanied by the practical urgency of needing to solve the income equation before your financial cushion deflates completely. The Frantic Search Phase, 2 to 4 months. Your laptop becomes permanently warm from the endless scroll through job boards, where you've memorized every posting and started recognizing the same competitive salary listings that never mention actual numbers. LinkedIn transforms from social media into your hunting ground, where you perfect the art of humble bragging and cover letters, and networking becomes a full-time job without pay. Every morning starts with coffee and rejection emails, while afternoons blur into application marathons where you tailor your resume for positions you're overqualified for, underqualified for, or secretly have no interest in. Your self-esteem becomes a yo-yo, controlled by response rates and interview callbacks. The psychological toll intensifies as each "we've decided" to move forward with other candidates email feels personal. Your brain chemistry shifts toward persistent anxiety, with cortisol levels remaining elevated throughout the day. Sleep becomes elusive as your mind churns through tomorrow's application strategy and replays interview moments, searching for clues about where you went wrong. The Desperation Phase, 4 to 7 months. Standards become as flexible as a yoga instructor on commission. That job you swore you'd never take suddenly looks like a golden opportunity, and you find yourself Googling, "Is it really that bad to work for?" followed by companies you once mocked. Your elevator pitch shrinks from highlighting achievements to simply begging for a chance, any chance, to prove you're not unemployable. Financial stress reaches peak intensity as savings dwindle and you master the art of grocery shopping with calculator precision. The psychological impact deepens as prolonged unemployment rewires your brain. Research shows extended joblessness actually changes personality traits, making people less conscientious and less open to new experiences. Your daily routine becomes a battle between job searching and managing the crushing weight of self-doubt. Sleep becomes your escape from reality, but even dreams betray you with anxiety-inducing scenarios about empty bank accounts and endless rejection. The Adaptation Phase, 7 to 12 months. Something interesting happens to your brain chemistry. The constant panic starts giving way to a strange acceptance, like how people living near airports eventually stop hearing planes. Your nervous system begins adapting to this new normal, and research suggests that after the initial trauma, some psychological resilience actually develops. You become a connoisseur of free activities. Library events, hiking trails, happy hour appetizers that constitute dinner, and the subtle art of making coffee shop Wi-Fi last for 4 hours. Your identity slowly detaches from job titles as you rediscover parts of yourself that career success had buried. The financial stress remains real, but your coping mechanisms evolve. You learn to stretch dollars like a street magician stretches balloons. Surprisingly, some unemployed individuals report increased well-being during this phase as they develop new routines, strengthen relationships, and gain perspective on what truly matters beyond career achievement. Your brain's neuroplasticity kicks in, creating new neural pathways for finding meaning outside of traditional employment. The Learned Helplessness Stage, 1 to 2 years. Extended unemployment becomes a psychological prison where the bars are made of shattered confidence and internalized failure. Research on long-term unemployment reveals that chronic joblessness can fundamentally alter brain chemistry, leading to learned helplessness, a state where you stop believing your actions can change your circumstances. Your morning routine might involve staring at job boards without actually applying, like window shopping for a life you've convinced yourself you can't afford. The social isolation deepens as you avoid gatherings where "what do you do" is standard small talk, and you perfect the art of deflecting career conversations. Your brain's reward system becomes desensitized, making it harder to feel motivated about opportunities or excited about possibilities. Sleep patterns often invert, staying up late because morning represents another day of unproductive searching, sleeping late because consciousness brings immediate awareness of your situation. The psychological research shows this stage can persist for years, creating a self-reinforcing cycle where diminished confidence leads to poorer interview performance, which leads to more rejections, which further damages self-esteem. The Identity Crisis Phase, varying duration. Your sense of self undergoes reconstruction surgery without anesthesia. For decades, you introduced yourself by what you did for work. "I'm Sarah, the marketing director," or "I'm Mike, the engineer." And now you're just Sarah, just Mike. The existential weight of this hits differently at 3 a.m., when you're questioning every life choice that led to this moment. Your brain grapples with fundamental questions about self-worth, purpose, and whether your value as a human extends beyond your ability to generate PowerPoints and attend meetings. This phase can trigger deep philosophical questioning. What defines success? Is happiness possible without career fulfillment? Can you maintain dignity while dependent on government assistance or family support? The psychological literature shows this identity reconstruction can either be devastatingly destructive or surprisingly liberating. Some people emerge with clearer priorities and stronger self-awareness. Your neural pathways literally reorganize as you discover whether you're more than your job title. Sleep during this phase often brings vivid dreams about work scenarios, past successes, or anxiety-filled nightmares about permanent unemployment. The Plateau of Stagnation, 2+ years. Long-term unemployment creates a psychological ecosystem where chronic stress becomes your baseline, and the absence of routine purpose creates a life suspended in amber. Research indicates that after 2 years, unemployment's negative mental health effects can become semi-permanent, reshaping personality traits and social behaviors in ways that persist even after reemployment. Your days blend into an indistinguishable cycle where Tuesday feels identical to Saturday, and months pass without memorable milestones beyond bill payment deadlines. The job search becomes mechanical. Submit applications not because you're excited about opportunities, but because unemployment benefits require proof of effort. Your social connections may have atrophied as friends stopped inviting you to expensive gatherings, and you stopped reaching out to avoid explaining your continued jobless status. Cognitive function can decline from lack of intellectual stimulation and social engagement, while depression may settle in like furniture you never intended to buy but can't afford to replace. Thoughtful. The paradox emerges. You desperately want employment but have adapted so thoroughly to unemployment that the prospect of returning to work anxiety becomes paralyzing. The Emergence and Recovery Phase, variable timing. Whether through landing employment, starting a business, returning to school, or finding alternative sources of purpose and income, this phase represents psychological resurrection. Your brain begins rewiring itself back toward goal-oriented thinking and future planning. The first paycheck after extended unemployment triggers dopamine floods that rival any natural high. Suddenly you can grocery shop without calculator apps and consider buying name-brand cereal. Sleep patterns gradually normalize as financial anxiety decreases and daily structure returns. Interestingly, research shows that people who successfully navigate extended unemployment often emerge with enhanced resilience, clearer priorities, and stronger coping mechanisms than before their job loss. Your identity, having been dismantled and reconstructed, may feel more authentic and less dependent on external validation. The experience becomes a psychological scar that remains sensitive, but also serves as evidence of your ability to survive life's worst curveballs. Your appreciation for employment, financial security, and professional relationships reaches levels that can sustain you through future workplace frustrations that previously seemed unbearable. The integration phase, post-unemployment. Even after securing employment, your brain carries unemployment's psychological fingerprints. You might find yourself saving money compulsively, checking your bank account more frequently, or feeling anxiety when supervisors call unexpected meetings. The experience creates lasting changes in risk tolerance and financial behavior. You become someone who keeps emergency funds, maintains updated resumes, and never takes job security for granted. Your empathy for other unemployed individuals deepens exponentially. You recognize the subtle signs of someone struggling with job loss and understand the psychological weight behind their forced smile when asked about their job search progress. Sleep may still occasionally be disrupted by unemployment-themed anxiety dreams, especially during times of workplace stress or economic uncertainty. However, this phase also brings profound appreciation for employment benefits beyond salary: health insurance, structured days, social interaction, and the psychological comfort of having a clear answer to, "What do you do?" The experience often reshapes life priorities, making you more selective about jobs, more grateful for work-life balance, and more aware of the fragile nature of career security in an unpredictable economy.